I want to know if everyone else is as rubbish at waking up in the morning as I am. So today I'm interviewing Mike Wozniak about his morning routine and also his expertise in moustaches.
WUWAH.
Good morning. My name is David. This is WUWAH. I can't actually say my name or the name of the show within like the first couple of minutes of the show because the algorithm doesn't like swear words. So because the algorithm's basically a prude like Mary Whitehouse. So instead, I'll just use this time to gently encourage you into the day. I hope that you're up and out of bed. I hope you've put on some comfortable clothes. I hope you've drunk some water. I hope you've remembered that otters exist. That's nice. I hope you've remembered that your efforts are important and you are valued. And I hope that you've winked at yourself in the mirror. On this show, I ask comedians, creative people about their morning routines because, well, especially comedians, we do most of our work in the evening. And I want to know if they're also a shambles in the morning like I am. And then I also ask them about their expertise because there's a lot of people with a lot of information that I would like to be able to draw on. Today, my guest is Mike Wozniak. He is a stand-up comedian. You've probably seen him on Taskmaster and Man Down and like Nevermind the Buzzcocks and all sorts of other exciting things. He's got a wonderful podcast called Three Bean Salad with Henry Packer and Ben Partridge. And he's also an expert in moustaches. I should also just say at this point, yesterday I released my first YouTube special on YouTube. It's called 1000% Musical Comedy. It's my show from the 2024 Edinburgh Fringe that I recorded in May at Bar 57 in Bristol. Please go watch it. I'm very proud of it. I hope you like it. My name is David Hoare, and welcome to Waking Up with a Hoare.
Waking up with a Hoare. Waking up with a Hoare. Waking up with a Hoare.
The only other thing, my friend Sanjay Arif, I don't know if you know Sanjay Arif, Portsmouth comedian. He was my first guest, and he suggested for me to just remind people it's like a morning podcast for people to listen to whilst they wake up. So,
Okay.
which to some people means if I'm speaking to Paul Hilliard, that means maybe don't be as gross immediately.
Yes,
But I imagine for your good self, that's not
we'll
necessarily
be
a
okay.
problem.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Yeah.
Coming in too hard, too strong. Well, Mike Wozniak, are you a morning person?
Not by design, I don't think.
No?
I think I was one of nature's night owls. I think I still try and be a night owl, but that just involves me now sort of falling asleep in different places of the house from about sort of 8 p.m. unless there's a gig to be done.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, but there's a lot going on in it. I mean, I live a life where the morning is crunch time. There's lots going on, so I necessarily must be awake and ideally useful and functioning of a morning. So yeah, I think night owl by design, morning person by default.
So you're a night owl right up until I presumably had children.
I still like to think of myself as being a night owl. Yeah. So I'm gonna.
That's great. I've not really heard many people desire to be a night owl. I feel like most night owls are like, well, I'd like to be a morning person, but I just can't. But I like the fact
really. No, I feel it's a badge of honor, frankly.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
In the past, I've booed people who have said they're morning people, so you're completely avoiding any kind of booing, which is nice. Are you good at getting out of bed then?
No, good feels like a very extreme description for how I get out of bed and what it takes to provoke me to get out of bed. It's all just necessity. Do you know what I mean? It's just necessity, and I think I'm a slave to the necessity, and I think I'm a quite a sort of obedient sort of fellow, and that might be direct instructions from someone I regard as a sort of superior or someone with a commanding affect, which is a lot of people. but it might just be. It might just be obeying the instructions of the day. Do you know what I mean? Of the agenda, and
is your partner a morning person? We don't need to go to no. Oh wow! So you're both okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, but again, she's a team player, willing foot soldier. You know what I mean? So we just get on with what needs to be done.
That's good.
And we don't necessarily do it well or quickly or efficiently.
Okay.
But we give it a go, I would say. Yeah, which is sort of our life is a sort of trail of uncompleted tasks on the whole.
Right. Okay. Cool. That's good to know, because that's kind of how I recently read the book Getting Things Done, and it talks about closing loops, and I'm like, I feel like my life is just.
Oh my God, who's written that? What's that?
It's a guy called David Allen, and it's
Getting Things Done. And does he claim that he can? Is he the guru of getting things done? Is that what he's saying? That
he's definitely
he can tell you how to get things done.
Yeah, he did like a bunch of stuff helping businesses like with organization, and then realized he could turn it into a book. It's one of these many books where there's actually loads of decent advice in it.
Yeah,
but
is it all blindingly obvious?
No, well, I don't. Maybe or maybe not. Considering you and I have lots of unclosed loops, as it were.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. I'm inherently suspicious of anyone who sets himself up as a guru of any kind.
I don't think he's necessarily like, I am a guru. He's like, these are tips and methods that have helped me.
Okay, and
a lot of it is just getting it out of your own head so that you can deal with it.
Do you come away from that book like, yeah, I can do it, or do you come away just feeling like a sort of useless, sort of like as much use as sort of, I don't know.
I've come away thinking this is actually useful advice.
Okay,
like,
all right, fair play.
Basically like collecting all the information out of your brain.
Yeah,
collecting stuff as and when you think of it, and just getting it somewhere organized so that you're not constantly thinking, what do I need to do and what do I need to do, and it's kind of there and you can refer to it. But all of the analogies are like, oh, what if you need to like talk to the boss about the merger? And you're like, I've never needed to talk to a boss about a merger. And there's a book called.
But does he know about that stuff, or is that because that sounds? He does. Okay,
he came from the business world, but the advice.
So he's got the glossary. This isn't like a sort of quite a weak scene in a Hollywood movie written by people who've never worked in an office in their lives, who are just putting in.
He helped out businesses for many years before doing this. Although I did listen to a podcast.
To close the Hamburg deal. You know what I mean? It's that stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Fine.
And
but he actually knows. He's got the.
He was then on Tim Ferriss' podcast. I listened to that after reading his book, and he ended by talking about his friend that was an actual psychic. And it was basically like, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Because there's a book called Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and that has loads of great advice. But then it's like, imagine you've accidentally booked 2 ski trips, and you've got one's more expensive, but one's the one you actually want to go to. Is it better to go? Some people might choose the more expensive one because obviously it's more expensive. But if you'd rather go on the other one, I'm like, I can understand.
This could do with the second draft. Let's try and make this relatable. Yeah. Or maybe there's a sort of a gilded hardcover copy for people for whom that's relevant, and everyone else can just have the paperback. And it's very much, imagine you've booked, I don't know, the latest art house biopic, and you've also booked the latest output by The Rock. Do you know what I mean? You want to see The Rock, but you want to impress someone with the art house, whatever it might be. Yeah.
You need a secondary version of all of these books with examples that are relevant to other people. It's a bit like how I think every single company just needs a comedian just to go through all of their advertising, just so they can look at it and go, oh, that actually will be, not to make it funnier, but like people
to make it pillory proof, to make it
exactly
nice.
But anyway,
that's a bit of a high wire act though, isn't it? That's good. I like that though. Yeah.
That's my business idea.
It's not a bad idea. It's high wire that it could go catastrophically wrong very quickly. Do you know what I mean? There's the possibility of, I mean, you're setting yourself up to be a fool guy, right?
Yeah.
Because when that goes wrong, when the advertising campaign goes wrong,
they'll just blame you rather than.
It's ideal to have the external freelance comedian who gave you those assurances, and that's who's going up in front of the parliamentary inquiry. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I will no longer pursue this business idea. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you should, because I want to see how it.
You want to see me fall.
Yeah. Of course.
He could be like, I know that guy falling really
it needs
far.
to happen. Yeah, totally.
Do you have an alarm system?
I have many alarms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a mixture of I would say it's a mixture of kind of a digital, analog, and blood and flesh, I would say.
Blimey, can we unpack all of those?
Yeah, and it's the third category that is the most reliable, because there's the old telephone thing with the sort of snoozes and all that, the sort of the agony of the snooze that I'm sure people have talked about with you in the past.
Yeah,
that stuff. But then, if it's a real crisis, then an old school or it's important, some old school analog alarm clock might emerge. If for example I'm about to leave for 2 ski trips, do you know what I mean? I don't want to miss either of my flights. Then I'll probably set a couple of analog alarms. And then in terms of sort of living creatures, then the living creatures tend to be in the household, tend to be, there's activity, there are requests, there are demands. Some of them might be licking you. Do you know what I mean? There's different. There's all kinds of. So it's a multi-sensory approach.
I was going to say my dog is quite good at waking me up when she needs that sort of thing. Do you ever get woken up by your dog, like face to face with you, being like,
oh yeah. Pam is she likes, mercifully, it's normally in the evening time. Normally at the dusk hour is when she likes to practice her Frenching, but occasionally she will, she'll slip one in for first thing.
That's nice.
But it varies. You can't rely on Pam, because sometimes she just wants to, like this morning, it's freezing, and she just wanted to lie, and she couldn't be bothered.
She's not going on any ski trips, is she?
No, she was hiding under a duvet. She's not interested in being. She views that sort of thing as an affectation, and she's heard all the talk about, apparently it's all about the après ski and the scene and who's who, and it's networking. She's done all the networking she needs to do. Do you know what I mean? She's for sure. That's complete. Yeah.
Do you think she would be cross country rather than downhill if she were to ski?
I think she'd like people to think of her as cross country. I think realistically, she's more likely to be a sort of Eddie the Eagle Edwards sort of,
right.
But in the sort of less successful early phase of ski jump. Do you know what I mean?
So she's an art house rather than the rock rather than the art house sort of world.
I think so, yes, and prone to moments of clumsiness as well.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's good. I believe that I've worked out I can turn off the snooze function on my phone alarm, and I keep on saying this to people.
Reflexly,
like,
what? As in,
no, like when you set the alarm, you can go into the settings and turn off the snooze bit so that it. I don't know if that's useful to you, because I know some people don't like the snooze, because then it gives them an excuse to keep going.
Okay, and does that work for you? Is it just
what I found was that when I had the snooze alarm on all the time, I would fall back asleep, and those were the weirdest dreams I had, and I would wake up feeling incredibly anxious because, and I don't know what the science is there, but it's like I've kind of woken up and then I've just and I had like a couple minute alarm spaces, whereas now I do like a 5-minute alarm. So an alarm, and another one 5 minutes later, another one 10 minutes after that. But the final one is also at the same time as one in this room. So I have one in here now. That is literally, so I have to get out of bed and they're going off at the same time, which gives me a bit of like, oh God, I need to do this. And that actually wakes me up.
Stressful. Okay.
But I just so struggle to get out of bed otherwise.
Yeah.
At this time of year.
Okay. So, I hadn't come across the sort of snooze stress dream thing.
Yeah, but that's just, I'm just trying to avoid that. But I just am so good at just staying at the duvet. Just is the most inviting thing. Just
it has a strong lure, doesn't it?
Yeah,
of course it does. Yeah.
I think it's one of the best inventions. Really, I don't think it gets brought up enough.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
That's true.
Do you eat breakfast?
Oh yes.
I have to ask this now, because I keep on having people on this podcast who are morning people, and I go, what do you have for breakfast? And they go, oh, I don't have breakfast. And I'm like, what are you waking up for?
I don't understand that particularly. If there's any excuse for a meal, I will take that excuse and I'll have a meal. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to stick to the stringent sort of three a day if it,
Really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If someone was to just randomly invite me for afternoon tea or a brunch, I mean, it doesn't happen, but if it were to happen, I'm ready to eat at all times.
Like a hobbit.
And oh, completely. Yeah, it's not an
Oh,
issue
nice.
at all.
That's good.
And I think if I had literally nothing to do at all, I think it would be very Hobbit style and just a continuous stream of trying to work out how to define what this meal is. So yeah, I'm not going to miss out on the chance of a meal, no matter how basic. I'm
That's
having
good.
breakfast. No one's going to deny me breakfast.
Just as a side note,
Mm.
where do you stand on eating before or after a gig?
I ideally do both if I can.
I was going to say, are you both? This sounds like you're both.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I won't have a big meal ordinarily.
Sure.
Pre-gig, but now and again, circumstance dictates. I mean, just the other day, I did a sort of work in progress show in Luton. Met my auntie Barbara beforehand. Of course, I did. Had a lovely plate of steaming hot liver. I've not done that before a gig before, but it felt good. It felt right.
How did it affect the performance?
I don't know. I enjoyed the performance immensely. I had
didn't
4
feel like the
walkouts. So I don't know. So maybe that had something to do with it.
Are you prone to getting walkouts?
Not particularly, no. And I don't know what. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I've seen somebody walk out of the show at my
so it's
gig
not like it wouldn't have been like a
fainted.
sort of ethical meat thing or anything like that. So I don't know what. Yeah. But it may have been that the offal had given me some edge that I was unaware of.
Right.
That didn't sit right with this quad.
That's fair. Yeah, I once had a full curry before being a guest at John Robertson's The Dark Room, and he made me run back and forth across the stage. And at one point, I was just like, "This is not."
No, it's a bad idea. And if there's going to be any sort of close range action, you can't be carrying. You got to wait. You got to try and wait.
I didn't know I'd be running, and he just made me do it. And I was like, "Fine." Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so what do you have for breakfast? Do you have a regular same thing, or do you have different things?
It sort of varies. I don't think what I eat for breakfast is necessarily particularly exciting or exotic. I mean, for example, this morning it was basically the sweepings of just whatever was, at the bottom of various cereal packets in the house. In it went.
Combined?
Yeah, I'm not shy of combining it. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy to be a breakfast maverick from time to time.
What did you combine?
There happened to be a bit of fruit knocking about. I chopped up a bit of fruit, chucked that in, and we go. It was a success. It varies,
This does sound more exciting than you're letting on. What did you combine? Let me know.
What did I combine? There was a bit of muesli.
Okay.
There was an abandoned, very old packet of what are they? Sort of shredded wheat type things.
Right.
And there was a very strange cereal that I think wasn't on the shelves for very often, that someone in the household tried, that had very sort of weird dried bits of cranberry in it. And it looked quite cool and snazzy, but was a bit sickly and gross. I can't even remember what it's called, but that's been sitting there at the back of the head for a long time.
Limited edition cereal.
Yeah, I thought I'm going to eat you. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get the better of me. I'm going to eat you. So I ate it. And
are you quite susceptible to that sort of stuff when you see it in the supermarket? If it's like, ooh, brand new shining.
I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. If it looks like it might be, as long as it's not. I'm not going to go for the sort of chocolate novelty cereal, that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go for the one that they're marketing at 6-year-olds. But if someone's coming up with a fresh new breakfast flavor, do you know what I mean? That's going to keep it locked up till lunch. Then I'll give them a go. I can be open minded. I'm happy to expand my repertoire.
My neurodivergency is such that I've just soggy cereal is one of my least favorite things in the world. Like at the opposite end of the scale to duvets, it's like soggy cereal. So those little variety pack things are actually quite a nice size for me. And I found out that the little kind of human-shaped cereal that Rice Krispies do, which I think is literally aimed at 6-year-olds, is like perfect for me. So I was about to be like, "Oh, I understand," and I'm like, "Oh no, wait, I am completely susceptible."
Okay, I've not seen that deployed. And is that popular? The human shapes, you're saying?
It's like little. I call it little blokes. I don't even know. Like it's little blokes. I don't even know what it's called, but yeah. Well, I'd only ever seen it in the variety packs, but then if you go to like a big Asda or something, they've got full packs of it now.
Okay, I'll keep an eye for that. I don't. Yeah, I wonder what the thinking is there. Why a little bloke would be more appealing than any other.
I don't know.
Shape.
I think it's got like more vibrant or something. But
yeah, sort of cannibalistic. Oh, I'm going to pause it. That's my dog, partly because someone's knocking at the door. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
No worries.
Go amongst yourselves.
WUWAH.
Sorry, unexpected delivery of parcel with canine outrage.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, Pam really is, as you said, an alarm system, also a doorbell.
She doesn't like that. She doesn't like people coming to the door.
Oh, fair.
No.
That's good. I mean, I was able just to quickly look up. It's called Rice Krispie Multigrain Shapes. But they are very much literally like...
they are shape.
The shape is human in a way.
It's one shape. Yeah.
It's like... let me see. Oh, no, wait, sorry. There's human, but there's also fish.
Okay.
And there's all sorts of stuff like that. But...
Golly, what fun.
Yes. But like when I was younger, I used to see people eating like all bran and stuff that just seemed like cardboard in a bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happens where you get to the point where that is what you're having? And then as soon as you have your first cheeky hemorrhoid, you're like, oh, okay. Yep. I completely understand.
All the way in. Yeah. Let's rock it up. Yeah. No problem. Lovely stuff.
Is there any particular things you do whilst you're having breakfast, or do you have anything else in your morning routine that you do outside of breakfast?
It varies. I mean, it's normally news. It's news time, I suppose. There's the absorption of news. There'll be the radio on, and there'll be the reading of news. There'll be outrage and indignation. Maybe the occasional strong opinion will be vented. No one listens to it, and I feel a bit better.
That's good. You just need to get it out.
It's a fleeting experience. It's not. I mean, it's very transactional. Breakfast. I mean, there are meals where I will enjoy myself,
right?
Of course, and I do enjoy it. But it's a very it's a very in-out affair. It's let's get this done. Let's get this down.
And get on with the rest of the day.
Let's get on with it. Yeah.
Fair. So then there's no, you don't do any more like journaling or meditating or.
Oh, good God, no. Do you? I like the idea of it, and it sounds wonderful.
I mean, I don't have any children, so all of this is.
Do you journal and meditate?
Yes, although I've moved my journaling to lunchtime because I was taking too long because ADHD dilly-dallying. But I do still try and meditate in the morning, and only for like a minute or two.
Yeah. Okay.
I say a lot of people are scared of meditating because they're like, well, it's going to take up so much time. But like the people who are doing it for 20 minutes have done it for 20 years or whatever. And if you just start very small, but yeah, I try to.
You're an old pro then. Have you been doing it a long time?
Me, well, maybe since like 20. It must be coming up to like 8 or 9 years of meditating. But again, very much 1 or 2 minute bursts. I was trying to do 5 minutes to get to 10, and I wasn't doing it, so I went to 2, and it works. But it's very much as you say, it's kind of transactional. It's kind of not me being like, I need to find my center and stuff. It's just like just feel slightly better after it.
Just a bit of a reset.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds
lovely. I should give that a go.
Useful. And then I tried doing. Have you heard of the Artist Way?
I have. Yes. Julia Cameron.
Yes.
Yes, I read that a long time ago. As it was. What is it? There's a couple of things I remember that I liked about it. There was the artist's date. I liked that.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite happy to spend the odd bit of time on me, Todd. Something I very rarely manage to do is the artist's date. That's vanishingly rare.
Sure.
And is maybe, if it happens these days, it's likely to be something that happens on the road a bit, and there's a bit of spare time. And I might go and do something, and it might be that while I'm doing it or after I've done it, I said, "Oh, this is like one of those artist dates." But I would. Well, I should have said this was an artist date at the beginning, and then it would have felt like an artist date. And then
You sort
the
of
other thing is the sort of the free writing. I like
retroactively do
the
it.
free writing. I like. There's lots of versions of that, aren't there? The sort of
Yes.
what did she call it? Morning pages or something? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
she calls it morning pages. And again,
Yeah.
she's like, do 3 pages. And I tried that for like 2 days. On the third day, I was
But
like,
that-
no.
y-
And
yeah.
now I do 1 page, sometimes half. But a lot of
but
time
that stuff's
stuff
great,
is
and there's
minimal
lots of
stuff,
people who recommend that kind of thing. I like that kind of free writing thing. I'm big into that sort of stuff. That's lovely, and the unediting. But there's that can be used and deployed in all sorts of ways. And
Yes.
I think people can get themselves in a pickle if they read a book that's very convincing like that, and then they find that 3 pages is too much, and then they're 4 days in and it's too much of an ordeal, and then they stop entirely, rather than just, you are allowed to make your own version of it, whatever that might be, and that might be the smallest notebook in the world and just a thought.
And the largest font.
But if you've done it every day, exactly, then it's or most days, or you just work out your own little version. And
for sure. I
Yeah.
think it's just getting the silliest version of that I've heard. A mutual friend that will remain unnamed was doing the ADHD medication. You kind of start on the small dosage and then you double it and then you double it again. And on the top dosage, they found it too much and they just abandoned the whole process. Whereas I went back down to the one below, and I told them this, and they looked at me and they were like, "Oh, oh no."
People of the audience, please go absolutely crazy for David Hoare and 1000% musical comedy!
My new YouTube comedy special, 1000% musical comedy, is out now on YouTube. Wow, thank you very much for telling me about your morning routine, Mike. It's good to hear about it. I also like to ask people about their expertise, which I believe I mentioned to you ages ago, but I can't remember if you remember. You are a moustache expert, and I...
Yes, I don't think. I certainly don't have expertise in anything else. So I don't think I've ever regarded myself as a moustache expert. But I've lived with one for a very long time. So maybe there's some knowledge.
Just for the viewers who don't know, what is a moustache?
What is a moustache? That's a tricky question, isn't it? It's for some it's a way of life. For some it's a frame of mind. For some it's a facial decoration. For some it signifies political or religious leanings. It can be deployed in so many different ways. For some it's cosmetic. For some it's comfort. For some it's warmth. And then what the moustache is to the moustache wearer is not necessarily the same thing as what it is to the viewee of the moustache, to the viewer of the moustache.
Oh my word! Yes.
Yeah. So there's always a sort of liminal space between the moustache and the person looking at the moustache, and you never quite know what's going to happen in that liminal space. And
I equate the first time I grew my moustache to the first time I did comedy, in that before ever doing comedy, I would just watch comedy and not really think about the mechanics of it. And then as soon as you've done one gig, you go watch any comedy and you're like, oh my God, how are they doing that? And then as soon as I started trying to grow a moustache, I saw another person with a moustache and I was like, how do you make it? How do you do that to get it like that?
You see them. You're aware of them where you weren't aware of them before as well. There's an element of like, it's not just the analysis. It's also a bit like looking at stars, as the longer you realize there's actually more out there than you realized when you're wearing one.
Exactly. Yeah. I started growing mine as a bit of I wanted to just make comedian John Hastings laugh, but he just thought I was growing a mustache, and then I kept it. And then it was just before the Edinburgh Fringe, and I spent the first half of the Edinburgh Fringe getting compliments for my moustache. And then in the middle, I was like, I want to rip this thing off my face.
Right.
Because I hadn't done any maintenance ever. And then a quick YouTube search on maintenance. And I suddenly was like, oh, and I went and got something to trim it and a little thing to kind of deal with the prickliness. And I was like, oh, okay, I think I can deal with this.
Okay.
When was your first moustache?
I would have been, I think, probably 23 years old. So it's, I mean,
really?
literally half a lifetime ago for me.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, similarly, would have grown it as a joke initially. I found I quite liked it, and it sort of stuck around for a long time. And then you know, there's romance and lusts come into the equation, don't they? At some point. And for example, my wife very much prefers me with moustache, and got married in it. And I've got quite a sort of snouty face. There's not quite enough mid face going on, so it fills a gap really, and it adds a sense of balance. So it's actually sort of it's a more balanced head and face shape generally, whether bang on or in profile. I think I've worked out the moustache is just better for me.
It's
I'm
pretty
just happier with
distinct.
it. Yeah.
I got this moustache and then glasses about 6 months later, and my mum turned around to me at Christmas and went, "Your face is very busy now." Which was a bit like, all right, mum. Some of this is medical. Well, so the main question I have for you is, how do you maintain your moustache?
I would say little and often is the key. If there are some genuine moustache wranglers out there who are sort of new to the game, it's all about little and often. That's because you can. It's so easy to over trim in particular because they can be recalcitrant, they can be capricious. You just have to. And there are going to be days when they just don't want to be tamed. Do you know what I mean? And those are dangerous days because that's when people attack them hard. And depending on whether or not you've just had a shower or you haven't had a shower or what the atmospheric conditions are, there could be all sorts of changes. And you might think you've trimmed it perfectly. You look back at it, you know, the humidity has changed, whatever it might be. You're in an air-conditioned room. You've walked 10 yards and all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, I've trimmed off a massive wedge in the middle of the left side of my moustache. So little and often is key, and patience is key. Like if there's a shape that you are after and think may suit you, you've got to be willing to potentially look like a bit of a pillock for a bit, and be aware there might be a bit growing somewhere that is not as full as, like if you're trying to broaden it or lengthen in some way, there might be something weird going on.
Yes,
and
I was going to ask you.
But the reality is, no one is looking at you, kids. Do you know what I mean? No one cares. Actually, no one is looking at your moustache in the detail that you are looking at your moustache at. And you can go about and live your life, and you'll get away with more than you think you can get away with it during a development phase, let's say.
Right.
So just dig in, have confidence, and remember other people have bigger fish to fry than the fact that your moustache looks a bit strange today.
That's true.
You can apply that to quite a lot of things, I think. Yeah.
We'll just keep it to the moustaches today.
I think so, yeah.
Do you, the middle bit of mine doesn't really grow very much.
Yes.
But you seem to have quite a full...
It's fairly full, but I mean, the middle septum is generally tends to be a little bit of a quieter zone for a lot of people, and that's okay. You know, I mean, this is why, you know, back in Victoria times, what you or I are wearing would have been described as a pair of moustaches. Do you know what I mean? For good reason.
I like that.
You know, so you shouldn't feel that it needs to be a proper unibrow. You should think of these as two separate. If that's the way your face is dishing it out, you know, then accept it and embrace it. You know.
Thank you. That's actually, I think I really needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
Do you have this is a weird question, but do you have like a shallow philtrum or particularly hairy philtrum, because yours seems quite thick?
No, I think it's
just time.
I don't know what it is necessarily. I think it's just the way I came out of the packet. There is just a bit more there, but it is, you know, it is thinner over the, you know, again. But if you were to pore over my face in great detail with a magnifying glass, or just run your fine fingers through it, you know, with abandon, count the hairs, however you want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Do a little survey. toss a couple of tiny little sort of square grids on it and sort of take measurements at random, I think you would find there is probably a difference in the middle. But
Like
you
a
know, when it's
moustache
combed
battleships.
through and it's been there for a while, it doesn't really notice. Do you know what I mean? And particularly if you're sort of moving about, where's the light? Is it directly on? Is there some ring light? Is it coming through the sides? Do you know what I mean? You know? Again, most people aren't spending that much time on it. Do you know what I mean? So it's
That's fair. You've
Yeah.
kind of got this is my good side, but of your moustache.
exactly right. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And do you use any product on your?
I
moustache?
don't. No, I occasionally have been gifted products.
Mm.
I went to a wedding once of some friends, and what do they call it when the
Favors?
favors? Yes, it was quite a traditional wedding, so all the ladies had favors, and I was the only gentleman in the entire congregation who had a favor, just because the groom was quite excited about getting me some moustache wax. So I've given these things a go. They've never been quite my thing, really.
Okay.
So it tends to be, you know, it'll get shampooed along with the rest of my bonds, and you know,
Right. Okay. So
and,
you're going around and then you're going in here.
oh yeah, it'd be a nice little, lovely little bit of sudsy lathering going on in the old mid face.
Okay. Interesting.
Uh,
Is the drainage then? Have you got like? Are you quite good at not getting it in your mouth?
yeah. It's it naturally drains quite well, quite naturally. I would say, yeah.
Wow.
It's not going in the gob particularly.
That's good. I would be scared
No.
that I would just get soap in my mouth quite quickly.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing to fear there, but it does. I mean, it needs a clean. Do you know what I mean? And the same with
Yeah,
I
of
can't. I mean,
course.
I can't leave the house without a comb for my moustache. You know, particularly if you know. I mean, I don't know how much listeners can handle, but now and again, you know, there's a thick soap. Do you know what I mean? There might be an errant croton. Do you know what I mean? There might be
Right, yeah, of course.
a poorly controlled sneeze that you need to, you know, race into
Yes.
the nearest phone box and attend to immediately. You know,
Of course. So get water droplets in. My girlfriend was.
it gets dew in a cold morning. It'll gather dew. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then the gardener comes along and does stripes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very nice.
Mm.
Okay, that's good. And I was gonna. One of the questions I had is, have you ever made any moustache mistakes? It sounds like you have.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, plenty,
Mhm.
and normally, yeah, that's with the trimming or with. I mean, there's been times when it's like I haven't been concentrating shaving and I've taken a sort of chunk off. That's annoying, you know. Or more like the most common mistake will just be will be the over trim. Do you know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
there's been a few days of neglect in your personal grooming. Perhaps there's a big occasion. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you're going to sort of visit your mother, or there's the chance of seeing a minor royal drive through your city, whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? Something makes you panic and thinks it's got to be just right, but you've come through a period of neglect, and that's danger
That's
zone.
fair.
Danger
Are you
zone.
using scissors or are you using a razor or?
I am using scissors and comb, old school.
okay.
That's why.
That's good.
Yeah. Which for the little and often is just so.
And do you have like a tiny mirror at the end so that you can see the back?
No, I don't. I've got. I mean, there's just it's a standard mirror. There's the occasional shaving mirror gets deployed, sure, but I tend to keep
Fair.
it pretty simple. Really, it's simple. It's rustic. It's earthy. It's honest, and it seems to do. It seems to do the trick. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
And when I sort of went from aiming above my lip and then I found it was too, it would just go too short and it kind of went a bit weird. And now I kind of aim like halfway on my lip. But do you have like a measurement that you go for?
It's sort of fully over the top lip is what I've found suits.
Yeah.
That's the way. That's where also the moustache will tell you where it wants to go. Right. So mine wants to hug the top lip like a sort of well-fitting cap. Do you know what I mean? And a sort of like a perfectly made, like German-made factory machine that's putting the cap on top of a sort of, you know, a lid of yogurt, for example.
Or like a Tupperware like clasp.
Yes, but it's the right lid for the right pot. Do you know what I mean? There's no, it hasn't been any mix-up, and you just try to sort of. It's the perfect fit first time. Clips even with the clippy over the top. So that's where it wants to be. Yeah, and that again requires, you know, care and attention, and you know, you have to be canny if you're negotiating your way around a cappuccino. Sure you do, but it's worth it.
Have you seen those people that have got the it's almost like a mask for it to
A snud, a moustache
Yeah.
snud.
or like
those
like a little thing you stick on the rim of a cup that stops it going in your
Those are
moustache.
good, yeah, and you
Beautiful.
get the cups that have been made specifically with that moustache cover as well. Yeah,
Yeah. Have you got them?
I've been given them over the years. Yeah, I don't think there's any. I'm unfortunately I tend to smash cups very easily, so I think the ones I've been given have not lasted.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think I actually find them more difficult than a standard cup these days.
Right.
Yeah,
That's fair. I
Mm.
guess you just get used to doing it.
you get used to. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing something now with my neck and my jaw and my chin and the
Mhm.
curvature of my spine. It's all kicking in just so. Plus gravity, of course, and the usual fluid dynamics, and that it's working well enough, I would say.
That's good. And it's not putting the rest of your body out of a line. You're not going to osteopath and
dreadful
going,
problems dreadful problems going down the rest of the musculoskeletal system, of course.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
huge. So micro fractures and arthritis and yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
wow.
lots of damage caused by trying not to get the moustache wet when drinking a cup of tea. But that'll happen. Do you know what I mean? Over the course of 23 years of moustache wearing,
Yeah,
it's
I
going to take
bet.
its toll. Yeah.
The first time I went to an osteopath, my osteopath looked at my back, started laughing, and went, "What have you been doing?"
Really?
And I can only imagine if the answer was, well, because it was mid-lockdown, I'd just basically been sat here like hunched
Yeah.
over.
Okay.
But it's also, I think, I don't respond well to people being very like official, like measured sort of thing.
Yeah.
I actually responded well to someone being like, "What have you done?" But like
Right.
laughing. Because
Okay.
then I was like, I feel like I can chat to this person, be
Yeah,
more
yeah.
honest with them, rather than be like,
Okay.
well, I sit down a lot and I was on Zoom calls, and
Yeah.
if I can be like, I've done a lot of Zooms and I play
Yeah.
video games, and
Yeah. What do you
I'm
think?
trying to not
Yeah,
get it in my
take a
mustache.
guess, mate. Take a wild guess. Yeah.
Nice. And do you have any favorite mustaches from other people?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. Possibly Mangal Pandey.
Don't know
Might
who
be
that
worth
is.
look. It was an Indian revolutionary. Have a look at him. Beautiful moustache, and I've got particular fondness for him because the only time I've been to India, look him up now. He used to. I only went there once. I went to a few different places, but what was consistent was people. I mean, I had a slightly different moustache then. I think it might have tapered up at the sides a bit, but people would shout Mangal Pandey at me.
Really?
And I hadn't heard of him before I'd went. I looked him up and I was fascinated because I think I was doing a bit of like kind of handlebar upturn experimentation at the time
Oh,
because I was in
okay.
India. Do you know what I mean? I mean, these guys.
But this is like a
This
film
is
of
this.
him.
I mean, in India, it's the sort of work. I mean, those guys. No one knows moustaches better than those guys. They're absolute masters.
Right.
And,
He looks
I
a bit
became
like Neil
interested.
Peart from Rush, actually, in the 70s. I don't know if you know the band Rush.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'll say his, and he's obviously a significant and interesting fellow. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chops Comedy every Tuesday in Bristol. We have an amazing secret headliner and the best local acts every Tuesday at Bar 57 in Bedminster. Previous acts include Mike Wozniak, Fern Brady, Nish Kumar, Harriet Kemsley, Rosie Jones, Jade Adams, Sally Ray B, Ed Gamble, Spencer Jones, Chloe Radcliffe, Tom Rosenthal, Scott Bennett, Finn Taylor and Helen Bauer. The first 20 tickets are only £4 and the rest are only £7. It's an absolute bargain. Tickets via Head First. Come to Chops Comedy every Tuesday at Bar 57 in Bedminster. Well, now I've asked you about your expertise. I now like to quiz my guests about their expertise. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions.
Yeah.
Question number 1, true or false? The category in the Guinness World Records for longest moustache is called longest moustache on a living person, brackets, male.
Ooh. I think they have to box quite clever, these guys. And I think, was it the McWhirters? I think they
What?
came from an era where there is the risk that they might make sort of have silly pages where there might be a lady with a moustache and they might be a bit cheeky with that sort of thing. And
Yeah,
no, I'm
of
going to say
course.
that's true. I'm going to say that's true.
That is true. I just thought it was
Yes.
incredibly specific. Congratulations. That's 1
Yeah.
point already.
Yeah,
You're doing
thank
very
you.
good. Question number 2. How long in the Guinness World Records is the longest moustache on a living person, brackets male?
Oh, I would say that it would be so long. I'm saying it's going to go all the way down to their skirting board. That's my guess.
So you not correct, but in terms of your measurement usage, you're not kind of far off on the wording.
Yeah.
In this because there's another one where the guy's kind of got like sort of mutton chops, and then the moustache kind of goes off from there.
That feels like a full start. That feels like putting your toe over the line in bowling to me.
Yeah,
That
but
feels
he's
like
got,
you're starting from a lower bit in your face.
yeah,
You've got to
he's
start
got
from above
like
the lip. You can't be starting from your chin, mate. Come on.
Yeah, and so, but he has like the equivalent of like a dressing gown, like belt coming out of his face.
I'm crying. I mean, I like the idea of it, but in terms of records, I'm crying foul there. And I will
The
be
actual
lodging an official complaint.
person the 3 measurements they've given are 63.5 centimeters, aka 2 feet 1 inches, or and then the actual press release said that's about the same length as a 4-month-old baby.
Okay, that's an interesting unit, isn't it? To choose.
Yeah, I've not really
measurement of
heard of these before.
Babies, 4-month-old. Yeah. Okay.
Just measured. They're just picking up a baby across the man's
It's very
face.
specific because there's lots of people that wouldn't really know what that is. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of people who just think of a baby as a baby, and clearly babies come in very different sizes and shapes. But
yeah, I mean,
a lot of people that might be that's relatively meaningless. I think.
The question people always ask measurements about babies because they vary so much. But the official Guinness World Records like press release was like, that's about the same as a 4-month-old baby.
Yeah. And in this very book, there probably is they've probably got a figure for the biggest baby. Do you know what I mean? These guys, they of all people should know.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Anyway. So question number 3, how old is Tom Selleck?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I am going to say that Tom Selleck is 79 years old.
1 year away. It's actually 80. But
is he?
Yeah. But he's someone that's been in my lifetime just a maturer man.
Yes.
Like if I saw any of his older stuff, it was always on like old VHSs. But then it would be, if I was like current TV, it would be Friends when I was younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like we had a copy of 3 Men and a Little Lady, not 3 Men and a Baby. I didn't see that for years, but I saw the sequel numerous times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you got Magnum PI, you got all kinds of stuff. But there's a very long period of time where he would have looked different, but in your memory, he would have looked the same age for about 4 decades. Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of Patrick Stewarting.
Exactly. Well put. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like now. I gather he's growing avocados somewhere. Last time I heard.
Is he?
I think he's got an avocado branch. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I like hearing about this. It's like the DJ from Public Enemy, Terminator X, left and started like an alpaca farm.
Did he?
Yeah. So he's no longer in the band.
Yeah, dare to dream. Get on with something you really want to do.
He went from Fight the Power to I'm going to raise these alpacas. Yeah. Question number 4. What did Jennifer Aniston say about Tom Selleck?
In real life?
I'll give you the context.
You haven't used character names, have you? No, this is because they were.
When I was looking up Tom Selleck, this was the second. It kind of gives you questions other people have asked.
Yeah.
About Tom Selleck. The second one was, what did Jennifer Aniston say about Tom Selleck?
Okay. I think she said that he smelt like one of her uncles. But I don't know. That's my best guess. Yeah.
What do you think that musk would be if it was one of the uncles?
Well, it depends. I think I'm saying it probably is a treasured uncle, a treasured and a late. So I think it's a positive sense memory is what he's.
I mean, I'm tempted to give you half points. She said he was a steady and generous person. So kind of like very
avuncular.
fond.
Yeah.
I'll give you half points there. But like, I
Okay.
just was baffled about why Google was like, other people will want to look at this. It's like an FAQ on Tom Selleck. It's like, well, what did Jennifer Aniston say?
This is going to be an epitaph one day. This is this is going to be his gravestone. Yeah. Okay.
And your final question number 5, true or false? Salvador Dali's mustache lived on.
Oh, I think that sounds like exactly the sort of thing old Sally might be game for. So I'm going to say true. I could well imagine that being
100% true,
Yeah.
because 28 years after his death, his body was exhumed to settle a paternity case.
Really?
Yeah. And the embalmer found Dali's mustache still in the 10-2 position, like a good driver.
Brilliant.
Isn't that amazing?
Hats off to the embalmer / mortician there, because that's, either they've respected the work that the man has done first thing in the morning before he's died, and they've moved around it with respect and delicacy, or they've added a little zhuzh of their own just to freeze that into for future generations.
Did he die in the 10-2 position?
Did he die in the 10-2, or did he? Because he might have died at a different, moustache o'clock, and someone very sensitively has made sure that this has got to be right for an open casket situation.
What time would you like your mustache to say when you died? Would you like it to be the time that you died, or would you like it to represent a preferred time of day?
Where am I? I'm sort of
like
about sort of. It looks
it's 3.
It's about 2:45, isn't it? But with a slight downturn. Yeah, I'll take.
Sure.
I'll take 2:45, I guess.
You're nearly at the end of primary school.
Exactly right. Yeah. Roads are getting clogged up. It's not a good time of day for anyone. Everyone's tired. Everyone's hungry. No one's finished what they needed to do. Got to pick up the kids. None of the kids want to go to their violin lessons. It's everyone's grumpy. It's a bad time of day, but a great shape for a moustache.
It's a great shape for a moustache. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. You got 2.5, so you got half of it right, that's pretty good.
That's okay. Have I beat the monkey? I don't know. It's hard to know, isn't it, when it's not multiple choice all the way through?
Yeah, it's not a particularly well-designed quiz, but I have fun. So
okay, I'll take it. I think 2.5 is. I think that's a reflective score, because I don't feel like an expert in anything, but 2.5 out of 5. So it feels about my level of expertise for the thing I know the most about. Yeah,
that's fair. Mike Wozniak, where can we find you online?
I'm not very good online, but I have fairly recently. I've done the old Instagram thing, which I think is just Mr. Mike Wozniak from memory, and I've even sort of reanimated a website from years ago that again is mrmikewozniak.com. So that's
great.
I'm trying to be better online, but that in terms of like gigs, and I'm going on tour next year, and in terms of like the stuff, the things I would want people to know about at the moment would be that there's the perennial 3-bean salad podcast I do with Ben Partridge and Henry Packer, which is a source of great joy and love. And I'm also doing at Christmas. There's a thing called Dexter Proctor, the 10-year-old doctor, on BBC. I've got a small part in that as the dad of a kid called Dexter, who's a 10-year-old genius. But it was a lot of fun to make, and
oh wow,
that's going to be out around Christmas.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that based on a particular book or anything? Or is that
it's a book by Adam Kay of This Is Gonna Hurt fame, and it was illustrated by Henry Packer.
Oh, this is the one. I think my niece has this book, and I found it in the car, and
it's really good. It's very funny.
Animated by Henry Packer, and I was like, oh, I think my friend's podcast co-host does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they've turned that into a TV what's it, and it's got like Peter Serafinovich and Michelle Gomez and Gemma Whelan and Harry Enfield and all kinds of people have got involved.
Magnificent. I will look out for that.
Yeah.
And you're going on tour with The Bench?
Going on tour with The Bench from the middle of January, and we've got another leg that's going. I mean, it's going to be all up until sort of the well into the autumn next year at the moment. So there's a bunch of new dates out and about. So yeah. come along.
Keep your eyes peeled. I've seen several different versions.
You've seen
of
various iterations. Yeah.
Yes,
You've
and
been
it's
subjected to.
magnificent. No,
Thank you.
it's good.
I'm really loving doing it. I'm having a lovely time doing it. So I'm very excited about the tour. And,
I think as soon as because I'd seen the last version, so the last show, which obviously was also great. I think just the way that this particular show is set up for me felt like you were a little bit more giddy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm quite giddy. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
And
I'm having a lot of fun on stage.
It's really silly and very authentic.
It's more playful maybe than the last one, perhaps.
Yeah. I would say,
yeah.
which is nice. My final question to all my guests is, can you give me a title for a song which I will then write and edit in after?
Yes, I can. Okay, let's have a think. In terms of what have we talked about? Okay. The Pendulum of Muesli. There you go.
Very nice. That's perfect. Thank you so much. Wow.
Great.
Thank you so much for appearing
Thanks
on the
for
podcast.
having me. Yeah.
And please
Cheerio.
go check out Mike's tour. Thank you so much.
Bye.
If you see someone buying muesli, they probably had hemorrhoids. If you see someone buying muesli, they probably had hemorrhoids. I've never had fiber in my breakfast until I wiped and it was red and I was all aghast. I preferred my cereals chocolatey until the case of mysterious crimson cavity. If you see someone buying muesli, they probably had hemorrhoids. If you see someone buying muesli, they probably had hemorrhoids.
Thank you to the wonderful Mike Wozniak. Please go follow him at Mr. Mike Wozniak on social media. Go check out his website, mrmikewozniak.com. Go see The Bench live. As I say, I've seen different incarnations of it from very early to only a couple of weeks ago, just pre-tour. It's really, really good. And definitely go listen to Three Bean Salad. The way this podcast works is on Mondays I do a guest episode like I have with Mike. Last week's episode was with John Robertson. Next week's episode is with Dan Thomas, and then Tuesday to Friday, depending on my ADHD and what's going on, I try and release little mini morning encouragements, which is just like a shorter episode where it's just me gently nudging you into the day, giving you a bit of encouragement, and me also just telling you about what's going on. Please go watch my special 1000% musical comedy on YouTube if you're listening to this on the audio version, or if you're on YouTube, it's like probably very apparent how to get to my channel, so go give it a watch. Today I hope you eat 3 meals, go for a walk, stretch, text a friend your picture of your favorite moustache, be kind to yourself, and eat as many biscuits as you want. My name is David Hoare, and thank you for waking up with a Hoare.
Try and have an adequate day. Meet your basic needs and don't be a dick.